you're not real players, that this isn't a real team. And I say that is bullshit, because as of today, you're all professional football players.
The movie opens in the heart of Washington, D.C., where football fever is in full swing. The Sentinels, one of the city's pride teams, are heading toward the playoffs until everything stops. Players go on strike, demanding better pay and benefits, leaving the stadium silent and the season on the brink of collapse.
I know $5 million a year sounds like a lot of money, but I have to pay 10% to my agent.
Team owner Edward O'Neill refuses to give in. Instead, he decides to do something bold. He brings back coach Jimmy McGinty to build an entirely new team made up of replacement players.
I want total control of my team. I want to be able to recruit anybody that I want. No interference.
McGinty doesn't hesitate. He sees an opportunity to give second chances to men who never quite made it. Cut to a quiet marina where Shane Falco scrubs the barnacles off boats underwater. Once a promising college quarterback, Shane's career ended in disaster after a humiliating Sugar Bowl performance. Now he spends his days alone, living on his houseboat, surrounded by memories of the player he used to be. McGinty visits him, offering a shot at redemption.
I'm retired. Retired? Well, it looks like things have gone real well for you since.
One more chance to play football, not for fame, but for pride. At first, Shane hesitates. The sting of his past failures still lingers, but something in McGinty's words lights a spark. Soon, he's on the practice field again, surrounded by the most unusual collection of players ever assembled.
Have you lost weight?
Come on, coach, don't say that.
Hey, you look great.
There's Nigels the leg gruff, a Welch kicker who smokes constantly and owes money to dangerous people, Clifford Franklin, a speedy receiver who can't seem to catch a ball, the Jackson brothers, massive offensive linemen who happen to be bodyguards, Danny Bateman, a hard-hitting former SWAT officer with too much adrenaline, and a handful of others, all misfits chasing one last shot.
My tight end is deaf.
Yeah, I know.
As the replacement players make their way to the stadium for the first time, their bus rolls through the parking lot surrounded by furious fans. Boos echo from every side. Then, the first egg hits the window, followed by a dozen more. Inside, the players duck as yolks splatter across the glass. The bus doors open and the team steps out into a wall of jeers, eggshells crunching under their cleats as they head toward the locker room. It's not the warm welcome they imagine, but it's the perfect start to their fight for respect. Their first practice is chaos. Franklin keeps dropping passes. The linemen tackle everything that moves.
Yes! Good hit, Silver Boy!
Nigel can't stop bragging, but McGinty doesn't care. He's building something deeper than skill. He's building heart. Later that week, as Shane arrives at the stadium's parking lot, Eddie Martel, the Sentinels' original quarterback, is there to humiliate him. Shane doesn't rise to it. He simply nods and keeps walking, but Martel isn't done. He ordered his teammates to flip Shane's car sideways, but still, Shane chose to walk away. Eddie Martel mocked the replacements from the sidelines. Even the cheerleaders walk out until the team hires new ones, led by the quick-witted and determined Annabelle Farrell, a bartender with real spirit. The audiences are chaotic, but Annabelle doesn't flinch. She's looking for spirit, not perfection.
If I gave you $1, you could keep most of the change, because all I really want is a quarter back.
Finally, she spots two girls who move with energy and enthusiasm, and she knows she's found her team. She tells them to send over more of their friends. Later that day, Annabelle found Shane staring at his sideways flipped car and introduced herself to him. She offered to give him a ride home, which he gladly accepts, and as they drive to his home, they fall into easy conversation. Shane listens, intrigued but still quiet, letting her energy fill the car.
For Detroit, she tipped me off. Since Prescott's a left-sided linebacker, shotgun formation and roll right.
When they arrive at his place, Shane pauses at the door. "Thanks," he says genuinely. Annabelle smiles warmly. "Anytime, Shane. We're all in this together," and left. Game day arrives. The stadium is packed. The replacements stumble early, and it doesn't go well. Shane's passes are intercepted, Franklin drops crucial catches, and the defense crumbles under the relentless offense. By the final whistle, the scoreboard reads a humiliating loss for the Sentinels. The team trudges off the field, silent and frustrated. That night, they gather at a local bar, trying to shake off the sting. Tension is high, and their drinks are interrupted when Eddie Martell and a few of his original teammates swagger in. Clearly, they're to mock the replacements. Rough day, scabs? Martell jeers. Shouldn't have quit your day jobs, and punches Shane in the face. Shane looks around and calms down his teammates to then punch back Martell in the face. Placements are fired up. Chaos erupts. Chairs topple, bar stools fly, and drinks spill everywhere. The Jackson brothers shove anyone who gets too close, while Nigel and Bateman throw punches, shouting and laughing all at once. That night, the team got arrested for getting into a fight with the original team and even in jail. The replacements found a moment to laugh. They swapped stories of past failures and share small victories, realizing that this chaos, the fights, the arrests, the ridicule, is shaping them into a real team. Eventually, their coach arrives to bail them out.
I would have loved to have been there to see Martell get his ass kicked. All right, come on, let's get out of here.
And later that day, at the same parking lot, Martell's team came back and flipped Shane's car sideways, but this time he's not alone. The Jackson brothers arrive and start shooting at Martell's car.
Son of a bitch!
No, stop!
So he orders his teammates to put the car back up. Meanwhile, Shane and Annabelle grow closer, sharing late-night talks that share how much they've both been holding back from life. The next game brings trouble. The replacement team faces fierce competition and dirty tactics, but they rally again.
I love to see a fat guy score.
Driven by the bond they form, the team dances in the locker room, celebrating each win like kids who never thought they'd see glory again. Between games, Shane's leadership starts to shine. He's not the loudest, but the team respects him. One night, McGinty tells him, "Winners always want the ball when the game's on the line." It's a lesson Shane takes to heart. Back at the stadium office, team owner Edward O'Neill calls McGinty and says Falco was fine for practice, but when it comes to the Dallas game, I want Eddie Martell starting. He's the real quarterback.
We have to beat Dallas to get into the playoffs. Falco can't do that. You saw what happened out there yesterday.
McGinty argues, saying Shane earned his spot, but O'Neill slams his hand on the desk, saying this isn't a debate. McGinty left the office sad to later find Shane on the field and tell him the heartbreaking news. The team doesn't take the news well. Some are angry, some are sad. Shane especially feels the weight of it. This was his shot at redemption, and now it's slipping away. Game day comes without Falco. Placement takes the field under Eddie Martell's leadership, and immediately it's chaos. Martell mocks the team, refuses to cooperate, and plays selfishly. Shane watches from home and his team is losing. In the locker room, the players sit silent, defeated. Then the door opens and walks in Shane Falco. "I just came to play football," he says. The locker room erupts, the music swells, and the team charges back onto the field to thunderous cheers. The second half becomes a battle. Dallas plays dirty, knocking players down, taunting him and trying to crush their spirit, but the Sentinels fight back harder. Franklin catches a long bomb despite being tackled midair. The Jackson brothers clear the field like bulldozers. Nigel kicks impossible field goals. Danny Bateman hits everything in sight, roaring like a madman. Then comes the defining moment. When only seconds left and the game tied, Shane calls one final play. Nigel's too hurt to kick, so it's all on Falco. He looks at Annabelle in the stands, then back to his team. The ball snaps, Shane fakes the pass, dodges a defender, and runs straight for the end zone. Dallas players crash into him, but he keeps pushing, driving across the line as the clock hits 0. Touchdown! The stadium explodes. The replacements win. Team celebrates widely, tears and laughter mixing as the crowd chants their names. McGinty walks onto the field, meeting Falco in the chaos. "I told you," he says with a grin, "winners always want the ball." The film closes with McGinty narrating how the strike ended the next day, and all the replacement players return to their normal lives. But for one brief, Unforgettable moment. They were champions, ordinary men who got to live their dream. Our journey through this classic has come to an end, but the nostalgia never stops. Hit subscribe for more retro movie adventures and drop a comment letting me know which movie we should revisit next.